Please be seated. Distinguished guests, dear graduates, dear families and friends who are watching us on live stream, it's my great pleasure and honor as a Dean of the VU Executive Academy to open this academic ceremony. I do this with great pleasure, particularly as we all had marked this day in our calendars about 2 years ago when we started on this MBA journey. And of course, challenging times are behind you, but we're very happy that today we can come together and celebrate this outstanding accomplishment together. It's not only a great pleasure, but I do it with utmost respect for the graduate because you're bringing a challenging project to an end today. How many speeches have we heard over the last couple of months and years which started, "What exceptional times. This year everything is different." Who would have thought at the beginning of 2020? Well, no, we did not think that something like that could happen. And yes, many things are different than they were, but some things remain the same. And the end of the MBA journey, there has to be a graduation. I will not complain, and I will also not feel sorry for you how it could have been if everything had gone normal. To the contrary, I will direct my perspective on what you gained over those last 2 years during those challenging times. So what is an MBA all about? Of course, it's about knowledge, insights. This is at the core of any academic journey. You have delved into topics that you were already familiar with. You got engaged with topics that were new to you, some more closer to your heart, some probably a little bit more distant. But what did you gain in those times? You got a chance in the classroom with the faculty to exchange your ideas of how to master these times that are so unprecedented right now. The second aspect of an MBA program is the career progress. You have definitely demonstrated that you did not only broaden your knowledge, but you equipped yourself with the skills, the knowledge base, to lead the teams, your countries, your business units, wherever you stand, more confidently and more competently than before. While an MBA degree usually, and maybe that's not any different in your context, does not come automatically with a job promotion, you have already got the trust of your top management board by being nominated to this program, and you proved this trust right because you managed to bring this demanding MBA journey to a successful end. So you have pushed the door open for yourself, and I'm sure that opportunities will come. The third aspect of an MBA program is the network, the people sitting next to you 2 years ago and today again. The people sitting next to you are truly important and crucial in such a journey because you learn from them, you get to know them, and they will be the go-to people on managerial and personal challenges. You have developed a great network across the global Porsche Holding subsidiaries. And yes, networking over Teams or Zoom is not an easy thing to do, but you have to see it from the positive side. Now you know each other, and I'm pretty sure you find lots of excuses to also visit each other to make up for all this face-to-face networking from now on. There were additional competencies, skills, experiences that you made that would not be possible during a normal MBA year. I know you didn't ask for that, but I still remember that you said you want to move out of your comfort zone. I think we outperformed on this one. What did you gain from this experience? Flexibility and adaptability. In a very short period of time, you had to move to the virtual classroom. You had to make sure that you basically manage your studies in a completely different setup than it was planned for. You trained resilience. The pandemic did not only affect your studies, It affected your business. It affected your private environment. So an MBA journey is always a challenge, and definitely an even bigger one during these times. So resilience, I think, is something that you trained and needed during that time. Creativity, trying new things in your business as well in your studying, getting organized differently, and persistence. All these competencies you needed and trained to finish your studies, and these competencies will serve you well today and in the future. And you will rely on these experiences, even though you didn't ask for them, with a very different perspective on what lies behind you now. While this evening is obviously for the MBA graduates, I do want to express my sincere thanks and admiration to the Porsche Holding Board and the top management team. My sincere thanks because you trusted our top talents in the hands of the VU Executive Academy, that we can create a learning space for them to help shape the PHS future into a prosperous direction, and we're deeply grateful for that. I also want to express my sincere admiration for the foresight you displayed, initiating the MBA program to support the leaders of tomorrow so that they can walk in your footsteps someday and continue the extraordinarily successful pathway of Porsche Holding you built on a global scale, in whatever shape or form, and also for engaging as a team into a learning venture. This is clearly a role model and a signal that learning is a lifelong endeavor. It never stops, and I'm pretty sure it's been a true inspiration to also the MBA students, seeing those that they look up to also in the learning environment here at the VU Executive Academy. To the graduates, I can only say we work with a lot of companies, national, international, and I can tell you that the support that you got from your top management team and the investment they made in you is not a given. It's far from being a standard. So next time you make a thank you round through the office, make sure that you give a big thank you to them as well. Saying thanks, I of course want to thank those individuals who've made this journey possible. The academic subject matter experts, Sebastian Kummer, Bernhard Scherzinger, and Thomas Funke. Without their flexibility and their outstanding support, we, as the VU Executive Academy, would not have been able to adjust the program to every twist and turn over those months. My special thanks, of course, go to the program management. And first and foremost, to Barbara Orasume. She is the heart and soul of that program, and I think by now she carries that title on her business card even. In countless sessions she discussed with the faculty, she rescheduled over and over again to start from scratch the next day. And I cannot recall the team sessions we had late in the evening to work on yet another challenge that was coming up. I think she deserves my applause, and I'm sure you will join me here by saying thank you, Barbara, and the entire team of the VU Executive Academy. Coming to an end, I would like to share a personal advice. Being in your seat at some point in time during my career as a fresh graduate, days like these do not happen very often. Yeah? Very unfortunate for us, you only do an MBA once in your life. No repeat customers. So make sure you celebrate accordingly, especially after these challenging years, with your families, friends, and colleagues. You deserve all these parties, and they do too. And make sure that you congratulate yourself. So in case you've never done that before, that's how it works. You sit down and you pat yourself on the shoulder and say, good job. Maybe you want to find a quiet room for that. Repeat it a couple of times, and then you go on for the next challenge. So what do I wish for? Carry your newly gained knowledge proudly into the future and make the world a better place for everyone every day. There will never be a better time for you to make a difference. Congratulations once again and all the best.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, welcome everyone. Today, I am delighted to be with you for your commencement from one of the leading business schools in Europe. This event is not only exciting for me, because you are the first to graduate from our professional MBA Mobility Management program, but also because this university is my alma mater. I was myself a student here at the Vienna University of Economics and Business and studied between 1984 and 1988. When I look around, I must admit, a lot have changed during the last years. Not only that the university looks different today, but I also believe that what the university teaches us nowadays is a little bit different than what it was around 40 years ago. But change is good, and change is necessary. While I was studying, subjects such as commodity science, business administration, accounting, for example, were important, and they still have their value. But nowadays, students are much more taught in subjects such as digitalization, language skills, and cross-cultural competencies. And this knowledge is inevitable for today's success. Unexpected uncertainties and unprecedented, these words became normal in our daily vocabulary over the last 2 years. And ladies and gentlemen, I know this period was and is still difficult for all of us. It has affected people's personal lives as well as our professional lives. Throughout these difficult months, which have been marked by the COVID-19 pandemic, we succeeded in making up for the negative impact of all the lockdowns and challenges. The result of Porsche Holding 2020, as well as the result of this year, 2021, have been solid and stable. Despite the difficult circumstances and challenges, we had to face a more than pleased, we had to face, and I am more than pleased to say, we have performed outstandingly and excellent in these 2 years. And this is not something what my colleagues, Mr. Schützinger and Mr. Lechner and I have achieved. This is thanks to you and your teams. For this, I would like very much to offer you my warm thanks and congratulations. The pandemic has taught us that our business model is volatile and that we must adapt fast. We are facing trends that will change us, and we must change or the world is changing us. This is one of the reasons why we joined a cooperation with the EU Executive Academy to create an opportunity for our employees to focus and learn on future topics which have an impact on our automotive industry. I also would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude for all those people who were involved in making this program possible and successful. Thanks to our HR department, especially to Ms. Annalena Römer, to Mr. Manuel Knapp, and to Mr. Karl Leitner, as well as to the staff of the Vienna University of Economics and Business, and of course to the Dean of the WU Executive Academy, Dr. Barbara Stöttinger. But now to why we are actually here. Congratulations to all of you, to our graduates, not just from my side, also from my colleagues, Mr. Schützinger and Mr. Lechner. Over these past 2 years, you have dedicated yourself to this program. You were studying while having a full-time job, sacrificed weekends and evenings. All your efforts and endurance have led you to this very moment. Today you see the result of your hard work. I am proud to have all you here. You can be proud to have successfully done this program. Proud you were willing to step outside your daily work routine and to be open to new inspiration and ideas. In this matter, I also would like to thank the tandem partners from the Executive Excellence Program for their time and dedication. I am convinced that the students were able to benefit from your insights and your experience. Dear colleagues, before I hand over to Paul Garleitner, I want to wish you all the best. Take everything that you have learned and experienced here and apply it while embarking on your journey. Stay curious, stay open. I encourage you to work across departments, across business divisions, and across countries. By this, I mean to make greater use of cross-border strategies within Porsche Holding and implement the transformation of automotive industry towards e-mobility and digitalization as efficiently as possible, and above all, quickly and in a structured manner. Together, we will face great challenges, but also great opportunities. Stay resilient, embrace failures, but keep in mind we must do the right things on the one hand and to do the things right on the other hand. And never forget to work compliant and with integrity. Dear colleagues, transformation is a journey, not a destination. It will take time. I invite you to be part of our team, and I will request you to shape the transformation of Porsche Holding together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rainer Schroll. You said, stay curious, stay open. And we are convinced that this is a precondition for being successful in the future. 2 years ago, we've all been very curious about the MBA program that started here. I remember quite well that I said in the opening session that a dream comes true. The dream that BHS sets up an MBA program, Mobility Management. Now, this is the happy moment that we finish the first MBA program with today's graduation ceremony. This is a milestone. On the one hand, a milestone for BHS HR strategy, and on the other side, a milestone for you personally. Milestone for BHS strategy. We worked out the HR strategy some years ago. We defined goals like attracting talents, retaining talents, new ways of work, diversity, and especially we were focusing on new competencies in a fast-changing world. This MBA is the lighthouse project for these goals. And we linked the young talents with the existing management, the MBA group and the Executive Excellence Group. The intention was and is to have a big impact on the whole organization. And today and yesterday, we have seen that your capstone projects are discussed and hopefully implemented on a group level. What about MBA milestone for you personally? First of all, thank you for your efforts and the extra miles you did during the last years, and especially during the last 2 or 3 months while writing the capstone projects. It was hard work, and now this is the harvest. I recognize that some of you developed also personally, marriage, babies, and moving to other countries. And I suppose, and I hope, that you are also eager to further develop within PHS. There are many chances, opportunities, and possibilities. I want to encourage you to raise your hands, to apply for new challenges, and to shape the company. And don't give up when your dreams don't come true at the first try. So keep on trying. To end, I want also to thank you, Mrs. Dr. Stöttinger and your team, Barbara Orazume. Thank you to the board. You have made it possible. You paid it, we could say. And thank you to my team, Manuel Knapp and Annalena Römer. And thank you especially to you as students who took these efforts. To end, I want to tell you, keep on learning, keep on being curious, and keep the drive.
We are now coming to the serious part of the graduation, the presentation of the MBA degrees. For that, I would kindly ask the graduates who are participating online to move to the Teams meeting, please. I will briefly introduce the procedure to you and read you the vow that you're going to swear. I would like to adhere to a piece of tradition at VU, to remind you as graduates that your degree gives you rights, but also duties. The university requests you to pledge the following vow. I call on you to serve the sciences, to promote its aims, and through that to contribute in a responsible way to the solutions of the problems of mankind and its further growth and development. I also call on you to swear to remain loyal to Vienna University of Economics and Business and to uphold the duties and aims of the university in every possible way. After a great piece of music by Senju, I will ask those of the graduates who are in the room to come up on stage. Our mistress of ceremonies will wait for you with the scepter. You take your right hand, middle and index finger, put it on the scepter and either say, I swear, or a little bit more in style, spondeo. With that, we take a quick break to get on our online graduates into the room, and I'm asking Senju to start.
Welcome to the online students. Florian Hirschbichler, Moritz Peter Huss, Kerstin Nemeth, Manolito Vujicic, Mirela Zupancic. Please unmute your microphones.
Moritz Peter Huss.
That was part of the plan. Can you write them to unmute their microphones? Please unmute your microphone.
Spondeo.
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 Congratulations. I continue with the students here in the room. Gent Abdullahu.
Spondeo.
Spondeo.
That was the prototype.
Lucas Bauer de Bois. Peter Dranchowski. Christoph Erlmoser. Bogdan Florea. Maria Garan. Julián Gil Santa Cruz. Sebastian Gruber. Nils Hofmann. Peter Kabelka. Jan Kaiser. Alexander Kostadinov.
Spondeo.
Matej Machacek. Tina Meyer. Daniel Meuse. Florian Pinter. Florian Pupeter. Helian Redai. Szilárd Rehoreg. Barbara Rückel. Daria Stimenko. Robert Steinböck. Sergio Villena Kirchhardt. Hubert Wallner.
So it's now up to me to accept your vow. And for that, I ask the graduates to rise, please. On behalf of the university, I accept your vow and congratulate you on your elevation to Master of Business Administration and all the rights associated with it. I now confer you with the degree stamped with the seal of the university. Please be seated. I think with all that excitement, we deserve a little break. It is also a piece of academic tradition that the students and now fresh graduates get to share their words. So for that, I ask Florian Pinter on stage.
Dear Academic Board, dear members of the management of Porsche Holding, dear friends and families who are joining us via live stream, and of course, my dear fellow student colleagues. On behalf of the very first MBA class in mobility management, I'm very proud to address you now with a speech from the students' body. Well, graduates, we have made it. Think about how far we have come, individually and as a class. Looking back to our start in October 2019, it seems like it was just yesterday. Our first getting to know was this very large joint kickoff event, the Future Conference, that took place together with the participants of the Executive Excellence Program. Over the course of this conference, we had to stand up for our own values and beliefs about the future, and some of us to even present them in front of all these well-experienced top managers of Porsche Holding. This can be seen as our first baptism of fire. And thinking about that moment, I'm really proud to say that we all faced the challenge and passed it with flying colors. Within these 2 years of MBA, we were very fortunate as our curriculum allowed us to really experience a broad spectrum of courses and classes. Together, we had hardcore right or wrong classes, such as financial management and reporting, where we were desperately explaining and examining balance sheets and profit and loss statements, trying to make the right calculations and have the same KPIs in the end. But we also had creative classes that allowed us to break with some conventions and think about the future without setting us any limitations. We have watched YouTube clips, played simulation games during our courses, tried to build some of our visions with Lego bricks, and invented ecosystems and platforms that would have had the potential to change the future or change the mobility markets. Carefully selected professors from all over the world shared their expertise and insights with us and allowed us to each derive some key learnings. Like in every program, the networking aspect among each other is something that cannot be overvalued in its importance. Vienna, as a cosmopolitan, vivid city in the heart of Europe, comes along with many possibilities to spend the little free time we had. Especially the Austrian colleagues stepped up and made sure that our international colleagues will have a great time and keep Vienna in good memory. Starting from an introduction to the Vienna Prater and the Oktoberfest, the Wiener Wiesen, various social activities took part. For the sport lovers, there was the huge Prater Alley, a perfect meeting point and track for running. For the sport watchers, we met together for public viewing of soccer matches. Even high Viennese culture was offered, as once some colleagues organized a visit to the opera. Some others thought they could perform better than that and decided to conquer the countless karaoke stages of Vienna. As you can see, we really had a great time also outside our regular classes. I think we all remember very well what happened globally in the first quarter of 2020. Something invisible hit this world, turning it upside down and also changing the initial planning of our MBA. Within a very short time, WU and Porsche had to redesign the program to keep up our learning progress and tried everything that was within their power. At the beginning of this pandemic, we thought that this would be just a temporary thing and that in the following module we would all see each other again. Oh boy, we were wrong on that one. My compliments go to the faculty and especially to Barbara and the administrative team for entirely flipping and rescheduling our classes over and over again and trying to give us certainty when all there was uncertainty. Luckily, all of us quite have an advanced technological skill set, so the shift from on-campus to online classes went quite smooth. The biggest challenge actually was not to get lost between all the virtual meeting links and the various systems that have emerged during that time. Are we now meeting in Zoom or Teams again? And in which time zone is the professor in? Were the most challenging questions to find the right answers to. The corona pandemic has also taken away something from us that many have been looking forward to, as it was really a huge motivator. Our intended field trips to faraway countries. Due to global travel restrictions, the WU was forced to organize virtual field trips. Virtually, we have traveled to Israel, China, Berlin, Hong Kong, and even the Silicon Valley to talk with founders and entrepreneurs and leading experts to learn from them firsthand and discover what it's like to reshape the future of mobility. Of course, traveling there ourselves would have been a different experience. However, once again, the VU team did their best to put us into the mood and even organized a virtual Israeli cooking class, as well as a traditional Chinese tea ceremony. We have still not given up our hope that sooner or later we will be able to return to our previous normality, and that Porsche Holding keeps up its promise of sending us all together to one destination to experience some of the dynamic and innovative mobility markets ourselves. Another highlight of this MBA was the mentoring program, where we each got assigned to a member of the EEP program. Having someone as a buddy who has already gained great experience within Porsche Holding, and that's someone you can exchange your thoughts and talk about potential next steps and the future, was always a delight and never just an assignment we had to complete. Based on the feedback from my colleagues, I can really say that for many of the students, this has been a very fruitful relationship that hopefully has allowed both sides to learn from each other. Although I think that for most of us, the capstone project was initially seen as another burden to finish this MBA, the fact that we could choose our own project and work on something and apply our newly gained skills got people more and more into it. Having the chance of presenting our projects to Porsche Holding's top management and working on those selected topics today proved that the work and the passion that we have put into these projects is being valued, and that was worth all the effort and countless sleepless nights. My congratulations also goes to the HR department of Porsche Holding. I could have not imagined a better selection of young and hungry professionals that came together with the goal of educating themselves and by doing so, getting the necessary skill set to prepare Porsche Holding for the years to come. Especially the diversity that this group has is worth mentioning. Out of our 29 participants of this MBA class, we are representing 12 different nationalities. And counting in all our experts, we cover more than 18 countries that we are working in. Between our furthest member of the program from the east and our furthest colleague to the west, we were covering more than 19,000 kilometers of distance and 11 hours of time difference. Especially during the online module, due to that time difference, we always had at least one colleague who was desperately hoping to finally, after a long day, go to bed, whereas the other colleague had just started the day with his first coffee in the morning. Not only that we all have different cultural and educational backgrounds, we also come from all divisions and branches of Porsche Holding's global activities. However, we always had a common language, and within our regular group works, always work together as a team. Talking about our MBA groups and our group dynamics, I have asked myself what made this group so special. I think one of the main reasons is the mutual respect we had for each other. What we also do have in common is that we are all striving for more and are hungry to further develop ourselves. That is why class attendance and participation was never an issue. And even when the night before classes was shorter due to some night activities, we always showed up the next day in time and were participating within the classes on a very high level. Within 2 years, a lot of things can change. During our MBA, some of us got married, some of us became parents, and some of us even moved for new jobs to different countries. The good news is that, at least to my knowledge, there has been no reporting of any divorce. So I take that as a good sign. Jokes aside, the fact that these things were all shared within our group once again proves to me that within these 2 years at VU, we have really become a big international family. Talking about family, my special admiration also goes to those colleagues who, next to a demanding job and now the university, still manage to be a good parent, a husband or a wife. Congratulations, you really earned this title. And especially to the families and friends that are online with us today, I would like to say thank you all in the name of our class of your support and for being there for us when we were in need. At the end of my speech, I would like to express my thankfulness to our various stakeholders. Thank you, VU Vienna, for making these 2 years an incredible experience. And thanks for putting in so much effort in all the global knowledge transfer and the high quality of our program. Most importantly, of course, I would like to express my gratitude and thanks to Porsche Holding for setting up this program, for believing and investing in us. We're really proud that we had the possibility to be the first ones to graduate this program and are happy to hear that this MBA in mobility management will be continued in 2022. Last but not least, I would like to thank you all, my colleagues, for making this program what it is, something special that will always stay within our memories. I'm fully convinced that we will in the future benefit from these relationships that we now have established among each other. And as staying in contact has never been easier, I'm sure we managed to keep in touch. 2 years have passed, and now look at us, here we are, wearing all these fancy clothes and being so much smarter than we were before this MBA. Following the idea of the program, we can now proudly say that we have managed to complete all the necessary steps. We have learned to think global. We have gathered knowledge on how to transform a business. We have learned how to innovate and are now equipped and ready to drive our future. Thank you.
Dear Florian, on behalf of the MBA group, I would like to thank you very much for representing us, for being our Madiba, as we call it, for having our back all the time. We really appreciate it, and that's why we decided we would have a small present for you. I hope you like it.
Amazing. Thank you very
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And one more thing, I hereby name you the president of the alumni club.
Oh.
Yeah, with honor come duties. Nothing's for free. We are now rapidly approaching the end of the graduation ceremony, and to mark this, I would like to ask you to stand up, please, while our string quartet plays the European and the Austrian national anthem. I would like to thank our string quartet who made this event such a beautiful one, this ceremony. I would like to thank the team for making this event possible. And with that, I close officially the academic ceremony. Congratulations once again and all the best. And now enjoy your evening.